Welcome back, everybody, to Fusion's Ramblings. Today we have another topic to ramble on about. What is it? Well, it is going to be food. Oh my, what an exciting topic. Food. I thought, why not? Let's talk about some of the favorite foods that exist and why they are a favorite, right? So we'll start with the obvious because, no matter who you are, well, I shouldn't say that, but for the most case, um, everybody loves pizza. And of course it depends on what type of pizza and stuff like that. We all have our different preferences and styles and things like that, but a good old classic pizza. Um, and for me, that means pepperoni and olives. I mean, that's it. That's really all you need. I mean, you could throw in some mushrooms on that and that would be okay, but pepperoni and olives is, for me, hands down perfect. It's the absolute best. And you want it on a good crust that is not too thick, not too thin, it's not oily, not too hard, not too mushy or soft. Um, and once you have that, you can be in heaven. And I'm gonna say stay away from like your big pizza chains and Domino's and Pizza Hut and Shakey's and Papa John's and Round Table and there's a million others out there. Um, you want to find the local pizza shop that has the perfect pizzas. That's honestly the best way to get a good pizza is is to find one of those places. One of the best that I know of anywhere that I've ever been to, and I don't know the name of it. It escapes me because it's been years since I've been there, and that was in Spokane, Washington, in the U.S. And there was this pizza shop not too far from the World Fair Center um, that has deep dish pizzas, and they have it is just so good, really good pizza. But I know there's a lot of others out there, you know. Now, outside of pizza, I would have to say okay, we've had this happen before. I would have to say another fan favorite for everybody is going to be uh, Mexican food. And I say Mexican food instead of just tacos because Mexican food is comfort food. That's just what it is. They had it right. And of course, it came about by, um, you know, the different products and stuff that they had available to them. Uh, when you go clear back to ancient days, Aztecs, Mayans, and all of that, and who knows, all the different tribes, that's where it all came from, maize and corn, and creating corn flour and tortillas, and eventually, you know, tomatoes and chili peppers getting added to it, and at some point, cheese from goats and llamas or whatever they had because they had oxen or cows a little bit, but overall it was more of like is it alpacas, I think, and making cheese, alpaca cheese, from that. But no matter what, tacos, burritos, enchiladas, you name it. We could go on and on and on and list out all kinds of Mexican dishes or favorites that is just perfect. Um, And so when you find that good Mexican restaurant, that's a winner. And yeah, most of us are familiar with things like Taco Bell. Um, and yeah, as a quick little snack thing, okay, that's okay. But nah, you need to sit down in a nice family-owned Mexican restaurant and just get those authentic dishes, or you have the taco truck or the food truck that serves Mexican food and get stuff from them. And that's where, you have that true comfort food that is just really, really good. Outside of that, I would have to say the next favorite, and this probably not everybody's going to agree with, but it's going to be sushi. Whether it's sashimi or sushi rolls or wraps or uh, anything along that nature, um, it is good. And there's a huge variety, and some of it's quite ridiculous based on where you are in the world and the culture you're around and what people come up with. I mean, like there's sushi made with spam, sushi made with hot dogs, and which is like, eh. It's not what you think of, and those definitely aren't my favorites, but really good sushi and sashimi is to die for, um, especially if you get a really good Japanese mayo with it. Uh, I'm not big on wasabi and soy sauce, of course. For a lot of other people, they have to have that, and that's what makes it great. Um, but I just like the flavors. Anything done with salmon or tuna is going to be great. Of course, anything with crab is awesome. Um, my favorite is more of an American type sushi that's called the Philadelphia roll. That is just a lightly cooked salmon uh, that has cream cheese. And then it's rolled, of course, in the seaweed and rice, and that's it. And you dip it into a Japanese mayo and you eat it, and it is just so, so good. Um, but there's a lot of others. And then, of course, there's exotic ones that are pretty good too, whether it's squid or octopus or eel or sea urchin. Some of them have some taste you got to get used to, but um, there's a lot of variety there, and it is a really good, healthy option, a good food to go by and to eat at any time, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You can eat it at any time, and it's great. And I know not everybody's going to agree with that because sushi is one of those things that you either love it or hate it. And of course, even if you love it, there are people, of course, that they have to either have the cooked sushi because they're afraid of the raw. Um, but if there's one meat in the world that you can eat raw that will not harm you, unless, of course, you get a fish that's sick or something, uh, is fish, raw fish. uh, it is very healthy, very good for you, and you're not going to get sick or get disease from it or anything like that, unless, of course, you're getting some of those exotic fishes and stuff that you shouldn't be really eating anyways. But anyways, um, that would be number 3 on the list outside of pizza and tacos. What else can we, come up with or identify as a great food? Um, Salad any day for me. One of my favorite places, and this was in the U.S., is there was like this soup and salad, I forget what it's called, place. And it was just a great big soup buffet and salad buffet, and you'd go in and you'd make your own salad, and if you want some soup, you'd grab one of the different soup types or more than one, um, and you'd enjoy that. My favorite salads are Caesar salads. I love Caesar salads, but I love taco salads. I love garden salads, chef salads, and any combination therein, even Greek salads. I didn't think I would be into it, but I saw the recipe and I tried it, and that's okay. Um, a salad that has chickpeas, cucumbers, tomatoes, olives, and then ricotta cheese. Um, oh, and purple onions. And that's all you put in it with a little bit of oil, some salt and pepper, uh, and that's it. And that is really, really good salad. It fills you up really well because of the chickpeas, the protein there. A chickpea is kind of like a bean, right? Um, and it doesn't have to be cooked. Well, it's pre-cooked the way you buy them. So, but the salad itself is cold, uh, and you just mix it together. That's a really good salad. Um, so that would be a great option, as far as food items. And of course, not everybody's a vegetable lover, um, but I like almost anything. I will I will try. Uh, what's some others? Some other type of foods that are considered or that are good that I enjoy anyways. Whether or not you enjoy them is going to be another story. Um, would be a good steak and potato. As simple as that is. And for me, a good steak is something like a chuck steak, which most people don't think about, but because everybody's thinking, oh, you gotta get the prime rib or sirloin or the T-bone or things like that. But a good chuck steak that has a nice percentage of fat, uh, that's a good half inch or inch thick, that you grill up really hot, really fast. Medium rare or is good. Um, and then add in a baked potato with, plenty of butter and cheese melted all over it. And that's a perfect meal. You don't need anything else with it. That is perfect. I could eat that all day long. Um, really good. But you have to cook the steak well. You got to make sure that you know how to cook your steak. So cooking it on an open flame is best, of course, but you may not have that. So grilling it on a gas stove is good. And of course, if you have to, you can use an electric stove or something else. Just don't microwave it. Broiling in the oven is pretty good too, actually. That's a good option. Um, but yeah, that's another one. And I guess we have time for another random food. And this one, of course, everybody's gonna love, and that's just desserts in general. Uh, and there's so many choices out there. Whether it's a good cake that is thick and moist, and it can be light or it can be dense. Either way, it's really great as long as it's not a sponge cake. I'm not really a fan of sponge cakes. Um, Chocolate, vanilla, carrot, red velvet, yellow, lemon, raspberry, whatever. Mm, really good. Uh, Pies. Gotta have your pie. Your apple pie, your peach pie, your mango pie, your chocolate cream pies, your cheesecakes, which are kind of like pies. Um, those would be good. Uh, Mincemeat. No, it's not made out of meat. um, there are so many. Rhubarb pie, ugh, huckleberry pie, blueberry pie, cherry pie. We could go on and on and on and talk about pies forever. And then, of course, you've got your muffins and your cookies and your pastries. And don't get me started on donuts. I was worked in a bakery for years. Amazing that I did not get fat because I would eat multiple donuts every single day, along with pastries and cookies and cakes and everything else. It just comes with the job. Um, and then, of course, a good ice cream or sherbet. Uh, and ice creams are a little bit more picky. I mean, of course, there's a lot of people that, look at things like Ben and Jerry's and all of that, those expensive brands and stuff, and those are good, and there's a lot of unique flavors and stuff. But truly, a good vanilla or just a good chocolate ice cream, that's all you need. Homemade ice cream is even better, and it's not hard to make. Um, all the times we enjoyed homemade ice cream as children for at family events and stuff. Uh, to die for. And then, a sherbet. Um, and I'm not talking about the sherbet that you may think of that you pick up in your coffee shop type thing or anything, but a good sherbet is an ice cream, and typically it would come in lime, strawberry, or orange. Those were your primary sherbet flavors, um, and they have a nice tang to them, and they're really good. But my probably favorite ice cream is going to be, um, I know, really bad, uh, chocolate chip mint cookie dough. Love that. Anyways, we've gone overtime today, but you've heard my ramblings about food. I've probably made you hungry. So thank you for joining Fusion's Ramblings, and we shall talk to you later. Have a great day.